Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Creator Manifest. In this episode, we talk about Bill, aka Dr. Swole, who went from 40,000 subscribers to 300,000 subscribers and got over 200 million views within a few months. So, a quick backstory about his content. Bill is a fitness influencer. As an experiment, he tried the street interview niche. He interviewed good looking women on what kind of gym bodies they like, what kind of guys they like, and other fun things you can think of. FYI, we did this interview over a year ago, and since then, Bill has removed all those shots. As while he was gaining a lot of popularity, gaining a lot of subscribers, this wasn't something that he wanted to do full time. He loves being a doctor, and making fitness content is still his passion. Now, even though he's not getting the same amount of views, his content is going to the right audience, getting him into the room with top people in the fitness genre. Here's what you'll learn from this. Number 1, mastering the art of short form content. Number 2, how to take your interview skills to the next level. Because here's the thing, in a street interview niche, you have less than a minute to talk to an unknown person, make them comfortable enough that they answer honestly and get them to stay on point so they don't ramble. And finally, how to talk to strangers, how to network, and how to collaborate with other people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Creator Manifest. Today we have Bill. Bill is better than Thor. To find out why and how, stay tuned for that. So you have to watch it till the end.
I like it. Yo, what's up? I'm Dr. Swole. I'm also known as Bill. I'm from Vancouver in Canada. I grew up here. I'm started as a fitness YouTuber, and I do medicine as a doctor part-time, and I'm also now pivoted a bit more in terms of my content, and I do interview style content where we ask girls about fitness and dating.
I want to start with just how you started into YouTube. What was that one thing that that wanted you to become a YouTuber, and then that you felt that you want to do this full-time or long-term?
Yeah, so I think I've had the idea of wanting to be a YouTuber for quite a while, and I was always just so busy with trying to get into med school and undergrad, and then actually going through med school. And then when I finished med school, it came back to me that it was something that I wanted to do, and I realized that going to work at the hospital was not enough for me. And I remember, when I finished med school, I started working, and I would just spend the rest of my time watching Netflix and hanging out with friends, and that's what I figured that life would be like. And I realized that something was missing, and I needed something else. So I came back to the idea of getting into YouTube, and I started my channel. And it's just been this amazing, creative outlet for me that I feel has really balanced my life. And it's given me, the ability to answer people's questions or talk about things that I know that other people would want to hear. Where it started out in fitness, where I was a bodybuilder. Well, I still am. And people always ask the same questions, like, how much protein should I have? What's the best exercise for biceps? And at some point, I realized that I just wanted to answer those questions. So it would be more efficient for me to just make a video on it, so people wouldn't have to hear me say the same answers over and over. So that was another motivation for me to get started in terms of the fitness route.
And so, what was that point in your YouTube career that, you thought, hey, I want to make more of this. I am actually now having fun, and I want to do this full time or long term?
Yeah, well, it initially started out, I was just making a few fitness videos, and then one of them took off. And it was where I was giving out a workout program, and I was explaining the workout program step by step. And that really picked up in terms of search, particularly. It took a while for it to go off, but then eventually got picked up by the algorithm. And yeah, it just told me that, oh, there's something here. And I started, doubling down on that strategy and had a lot of success with it. And I think ultimately the thing about YouTube that I love is that it's just forced me to grow in so many different avenues. It's pushed me in terms of my creative abilities. It's forced me to learn about marketing and business. I've learned about creative, the visual aspects, the audio, putting together, all the technology that I need to create the videos that I want, learning how to edit and software. And that process of growth actually is what I like the most about it.
Why like get into fitness and then like lifestyle stuff? Because like anybody, if I tell, hey, this guy is a doctor, so everybody would expect that you make videos related to your original niche, like medical stuff, doctor stuff, or like reacting to doctor scenes, medical scenes in TV shows and movies. But your fitness stuff has, like, your YouTube channel has nothing to do with your career. So like why fitness, and why like
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. The the root reason is that for me, I felt like YouTube needed to be my outlet to balance me from medicine, where I felt like when I'm out of the hospital, I don't want to think about work. And I felt like it would be repetitive to have to make medical content, even though that would play to my strengths in a large way. And what I found was that, well, fitness, first of all, is my passion outside of medicine, and I've always loved it. But I found there was this niche, the evidence-based fitness niche, where you're bringing together scientific knowledge in the fitness space, where I could actually synergize my talent or my background in medicine in a way where it would leverage my credibility. And that actually ended up synergizing in, I think, a more unique way, where I think that people should be trying to look for not just excelling in the one niche that they're used to, but combining two different niches to create something unique. And that's what I've really liked about it. And then ultimately, in terms of my vision for YouTube, I've always wanted to help young men. And the whole channel has always been about helping my younger self, like me when I was 18. And it started out for me, my self-improvement journey. And I think a lot of other people in the self-improvement sphere start out with fitness, because fitness is a very tangible way for you to develop yourself. You can see yourself actually growing. And it opens up the avenue towards self-growth in a lot of other aspects. So my ultimate goal has always been to help men in all aspects, but fitness was the easiest and most tangible way to start with people. It's almost like a gateway drug, and that's kind of how I see my content now a lot of the time with the interview stuff, where even though some of it is a little bit more focused on eye-catching, sensational material.
I won't say that. I would say it's more towards having fun. Like when you watch a reality show, and a reality show with like good looking men and women, you don't call it sensational, you call it fun. You call it, like, maybe you could call it a guilty pleasure, like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a lot of people have brought up where they say, well, if you're trying to help people be better, why, like, what's the point of the more lighthearted stuff? And it's just having fun. And I think that creators can be multifaceted, that you can 100%. Have different layers to your content. You can have content at the surface that's a little bit more just fun and just mindless, that's just entertainment. And then you can have you can go down the rabbit hole and get deeper and more analytical with your stuff and more productive in a lot of ways. And I think that there's actually benefit in doing that, because it builds your depth as a creator, and it can actually deepen the connection with some of the people in your audience.
Yeah, and you are no better example for this, saying that this depth, this person, like, you are a doctor, right? And you're like a legit doctor, not the one that have doctor. Like when they say, "Is there a doctor on this plane?" You are that guy. Right?
He's not a PhD in stats.
Try not to be.
Right, and then you do like fitness stuff, and then you're not just a fitness creator, right? You actually participate in bodybuilding competitions. You do that professionally. And then you have this videos that help young men to how do you talk to women, how have more confidence while talking to women, and how to have like more confidence in your life in general, right? So like when you say that this person has layers to it, like when you Google what does a person with layer means, they should show your face.
Thanks, man.
So how and when did you get into fitness stuff?
Yeah, that started a long time ago. I was in high school. I used to run track, and
Yeah.
I initially ran the 800 meters and then later the 400-meter hurdles in undergrad. But I started doing a little bit of lifting in my senior years of high school. And I just like loved that feeling of transforming. When I started seeing my arms getting bigger, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then, yeah. And then in undergrad, I think we started getting exposed more to like proper lifting. And I just fell in love with it in a lot more of a deeper way. We would have track season and varsity would take a break from formal training during the summer. And I remember I would just come into the gym and lift and work out. It was a great time. And that just satisfied my need for competition, I think. When I quit track, I needed an outlet to continue competing, and I felt that bodybuilding gave me that outlet where I was always challenging myself, and for me it's always been about becoming better.
Yeah. So one of my Indian friends, I showed them your videos and I told them, hey, they asked me like, why does it say doctor on the channel? I was like, he's a legit doctor. He's like, ask him how much of him being a doctor is the reason behind it that he's an Asian. And his parents are like, become a doctor and then you can do anything else. You're like, no, I want to be a fitness YouTuber. And your parents are like, yeah, do that, but first become a doctor.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were pretty strict, I guess, when I was young. They really wanted me to push along, the like professional, develop your career route. But then when I got into undergrad, they kind of took their foot off the pedal and they said, you can kind of do what you want. And at one point I wanted to be a physicist. Like I was working at a physics lab. We were smashing together atoms in a little vacuum and I really enjoyed that, but things just felt too abstract for me. And then I ended up going back towards medicine. And I love medicine, honestly. Like I've thought about this a lot. I still wouldn't give up medicine for even YouTube just because it satisfies that analytical side of me.
Yeah.
The problem solver side. I just feel like I'm a detective when I'm in the hospital, and that's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I do radiology, so reading x-rays, CTs, MRIs.
Okay.
And yeah, you just feel like you're solving a puzzle, like a complex puzzle when you open up a patient's scan, look inside their body. And I love that. So it's a unique feeling, and I really like having the balance of those two careers, I think, in my life.
I just make funny videos online. This guy
Yeah.
is a doctor. and then on top of that you have that body.
Yeah. So I think he has like 30 hours in a day and he's not telling us how he's doing all this.
Like during his physicist time, he did develop a time machine.
Yeah. Smashing atoms and
my
he
hidden-
figured out something.
Yeah.
Yeah, smashing atoms in the day and then smashing, wink wink at night.
Smashing the weights, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all I do. That's all I do.
That wasn't what he said before we started the recording.
I know what you're talking about, man.
So if we are talking about time management, so how do you like manage your time and what's your routine like on a normal working day when you're creating videos and you're working out and you're making practicing as a doctor, as a radiologist?
Yeah, it gets pretty hectic. So, I mean, my doctor life is usually around 8 to 5, and then depending, you'll have around one night a week when you're working overnight, like a 24-hour shift or something like that. So, and then I'm training 4 times a week. Like my workouts are around an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I slot those in after work. And I try and batch my time in terms of the content production. So I'll have a couple nights a week dedicated more towards content where I'll film my talking head videos or do some editing or final uploading. So I'll try and batch stuff as much as possible. I'll have some time on the weekend when I just sit down and do all my edits from all my shorts for the week and my raw edits and then send them off to my editor. And then I'll have another batch time when I sit down and just finalize them all, upload them all to YouTube. Like I'll upload maybe 14 shorts at a time so that they're all scheduled for the next couple weeks. So I find that batching things together has really saved me in a lot of ways. And having an editor has also helped a lot, where it's taken a lot of that, the slow, the work I don't want to do, taking it off my plate.
So, like last time we talked, you did not have an editor, and we were still talking about you getting an editor. Like, when did you find it? How did you find it? And if you want to discuss, like, how much do you like spend on your editor?
Yeah, I've had an editor for over a year now, but yeah, it's been a little bit more organized now. I found her on Fiverr initially. I went on Fiverr and just tried out a bunch of different people. It took a while, but eventually I found one that was really good and just reliable. I think reliability is the most important thing for me, where yeah, it can be hard in terms of people exist on a bell curve in terms of how good they are, right? In any profession. So you got to find someone who's going to be really valuable to your team. And yeah, I basically pay her like 50 USD a month, and she will take care of one of my talking head videos and then 14 shorts. I remember I was just sitting on my own, like in the library at like late at night, some evening, and just editing, and I just felt that I was spinning my wheels. And you feel like when you're a creator, it's very easy to fall in this rut of trying to do everything yourself, and you can spend so much time just doing these repetitive activities that aren't really developing your skill set or necessarily pushing your channel forward, and could be done by someone else. And I realized that I needed to change something.
Yeah, and I think like that's another shot for us right there. Like the explanation you gave for hiring an editor, because and that's one of the trying to do everything is one of the reasons that you burn out quick, because content creation is fun, but there are some aspects that you don't have fun doing, and trying to do everything like burns you out. And it has happened to me and Karan that we have burned out multiple times because we both were doing everything.
I think the simple theory
Yeah.
is that do what you do best and delegate the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely kind of ran into that burnout phase the last few months, because we've been preparing for board exams for like my final specialty exams. But it's easy to get on this hamster wheel of content. I feel like as creators, we are very type A personalities. We have high expectations for ourselves.
Yeah.
And for me, I always like felt like I needed to be putting out consistent content every week, and it had to be on this schedule. But yeah, you also have to recognize those times when you gotta like take a little bit of a break. You feel like when you start feeling like you want to quit, you're better off just taking a little bit of space, taking some time for yourself, and coming back to it with fresh eyes. Because yeah, otherwise I think that's why people end up quitting. People fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
where if they
100%.
just like took some time and paced themselves, it would work out.
Yeah. And especially because when you are on the other side, when you're on the side of a viewer, you do not realize how much hard work it is on the back end. Especially when you're uploading and you're just getting like 5 views, 10 views, 100 views, like, and you put a week or 2 weeks of effort into it, and then you upload and nobody sees it.
Yeah.
But you just still have to go on, right? Because you do not know like when's the video. So like people do not realize, and that's why I read somewhere like 90% of the people do not make their 15th video.
Absolutely. I think that initial phase when you're grinding and you haven't had those initial results yet are the hardest and most critical points for a creator's career. Like I remember when I started my channel, I was working as an intern at this hospital nearby, and I just remember like showing up. It was like the middle of the winter, and walking through it was like minus 10 degrees. Everything was icy, and I was like checking my subscriber count, and I was like, I guess I just got 35 views on a video. It was like my very first videos, and I was just watching my subscriber count. And I was like, oh man, it went up like 10 subscribers. That's huge. And it was just, even though it felt like it was so slow, it was what motivated me the most was I started getting a few comments where people were saying that, hey man, this is really good, keep doing it. And I just knew that if I could reach just one person in those comments, that there would be others, and that the world is so big that there is going to be an audience.
So, like, this brings me to the question I asked him as well. What's that point? What's that one video? Or what's that point in your YouTube journey that made you think, "Hey, I can do this for full time now," or like, "Hey, I think I know what to do next."
Yeah. Okay. I guess there are two answers to that question. I mean, in terms of what I needed to do next, I was starting to feel like a little bit tired of just being niched into fitness. And this happened it was always my goal, as you know, to broaden out and be more about self-improvement in general and branch out to talk about other topics as well. And I decided I would go to VidCon. And I knew that if I went to a place where I'd be meeting so many other like-minded creators and being immersed in that culture, that I would come up with an idea somehow. And so I went there and came up with this idea of making the interview content. So I saw another creator talking about doing interviews, and he just had this little street mic and was walking around on the street in LA. And what he was doing was he was showing like famous YouTubers and comparing them to celebrities and just seeing which ones people knew better. And those ones blew up, and I realized that I could apply that model to my own niche, where I could show girls pictures of guys and see which ones they liked better. And I came back from the trip knowing that I had a new idea that I could implement. And I think that was the start of it. In terms of when I knew that I felt that things could go more full time was, I think the first video I had go viral with that strategy. It was me. It was first on TikTok, actually. It was me. It was comparing my physique to Chris Bumstead. I think he's like the Mr. Olympia of classic physique. Yeah, many people say that he's the best physique in the world. And it was, my first time going viral when I had the intention of going viral. I think that was the key turning point for me when I realized that I could systematize it, that I had figured out how to create content in a way where I could reliably make something go viral. And then it started happening more reliably after that. And I realized that there was a huge opportunity here.
Yeah. So, like, the funniest thing, like Tim said, and I think everybody would relate, and I wonder if you can too. So, like, his point that he realized that he's made it on YouTube was, he was in a meeting, and suddenly, like when you have a new channel, every time you get a subscriber, you get an email that, hey, this person subscribed, this person subscribed. So he's like, the moment I had to go into YouTube to turn that notification off, do not send me emails for new subscriber. It was that moment he realized, hey, I think I've made it on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely that feeling when I think that happened very soon after that, within a week or two of that first one going off, when other ones started taking off as well, and they took off on all platforms on YouTube and Instagram. And there's that feeling at the beginning as a creator when you still have all your notifications on. And I just remember a few of those going viral, and it was literally my battery on my phone was running down because the screen kept flashing over and over. Like, all these notifications were just running down the screen. Yeah. You would like pull down a video to refresh it, and like the view count had gone up by like 50,000 or something, just like nonstop. That was a wild feeling.
Yeah, like me and my brother had like, and that video blew up at 1 a.m. for us. So that night my brother was just up refreshing the screen. He's like, ooh, like you refresh and it goes up by 1,000 views. And when you have like just like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers and you refresh and it says like 51,000, 52,000, you're like, and then you're reading all the comments, like replying to them. Like that's I don't know. Like it's something that you have to witness it for yourself to understand like that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like this. You almost get this. You get this huge adrenaline rush for sure.
Yes. Dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do your
so-
yeah, you go on.
No, go on.
Yeah. So do your colleagues at the hospital know that you're working like on YouTube and you're kind of famous? So how's their reaction on this?
Oh man. Yeah. People know. I try and keep it on the DL as much as possible. I wanted to keep those lives separate as much as possible, but yeah, it leaks.
Yeah.
You can't keep it a secret. So I remember this time walking into the hospital, and I was trying not to tell anyone about my Dr. Swole identity, and one of the secretaries, she looks up and she's like, "Yo, what's up, Dr. Swole?" And, like mimics my intro, and I was like, "Oh god, cat's out of the bag." So anyways, yeah, it's especially with the content taking a little bit more of a controversial turn lately. It's definitely something that I have to be aware of in terms of like it's not something that I will
Advertise
necessarily advertise. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone knows about it. Like everyone in my department and stuff, and it's fun. We talk about.
You know what
talk
my
about the
dream
fun
video
parts.
is? My dream video is you actually going out with Mr. Olympian or with Thor, and you become that big that a brand picks you both to go out, and then you guys like take off your shirts and say which one. First you go out, and then show them pictures, and the girls like, no, I like yours, it's 10, do you recognize the tattoo? And then Thor comes out and he is like, now which one do you like?
Oh man, there's an idea. Marvel picked me up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like money just lying there. Like, Marvel, come on. Come on, Disney. What's that one video that made you realize, hey, this is a new niche that I am having fun doing and it's also working?
Yeah, it was definitely that, Chris Bumstead and the Chris Hemsworth videos initially, where I remember sitting down systematically. I came back from VidCon and I was full of ideas, and it was perfect because in your residency, the specialization program I'm in, you're allowed to take a month as a research block. So I took a month off basically, and I'd already done some research earlier, so it was fine. But I had a lot of time on my hands.
Just in case anybody's watching. He had already done his homework.
Oh,
He
I was
done on
working. Don't
homework.
worry, I was working hard. I was doing research. It's 12 hours a day. That's all I did. But anyways, on the side, I also had some time hanging
Yeah,
out.
on R13.
I just remember this. Yeah, these few afternoons, it was like really hot, like 35 degrees, and I was just sitting like in the heat in my at my place with my shirt off, just like sitting on my laptop, like brainstorming.
Watching the
And
mirror,
I
I think I bet look better than Thor.
And I was just thinking, how could I adapt this model into this fitness niche? Because I realized that the power of the fitness sort of niche is that it's very visual. And ultimately, content is a visual medium, especially with videos in short form. And I realized that I needed to leverage this in a way to just capture the eye. And there's nothing better to catch people's eyes than like shirtless guys and girls.
Agreed. 100%. Everybody's listening to this podcast is like just turned on their phone to see if, just in case we showed a shirtless guy or a girl right now. They're like, yeah, makes sense,
exactly.
100%. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so then I started writing down ideas of what I could do in terms of combining that element of it's the this versus that element in combination with the the sex appeal drive of it of having like what's more attractive, where people are just naturally curious when they see that. So I remember writing down ideas and then trying to brainstorm, okay, how am I going to show these guys in different forms? I spent like hours just scouring the internet and like downloading pictures of different like models and people and just trying to figure out how like I would pit them against each other.
Can you imagine
And
your
yeah.
girlfriend just like watching your search history? She's like, why is he looking at naked men pictures, topless men?
Exactly. It's like that meme of the girl and the guy. They're lying in the bed and they're like rolled away from from
Yeah.
each other, and the girl's like, "Oh, he's probably cheating on a bunch of girls. He's probably
Yeah.
thinking about all these girls."
He's probably thinking about
and it's
other
like,
girls.
meanwhile,
Yeah, no, like that is like legit genius moment right there. Like
Yeah.
the that one thing, and I think like back of the mind, everybody knows this. Like girls do not like super ripped men until like the girls into fitness and stuff. But usually they like the similar to what you have like, and
And the dad
I think, and
boards.
once you have that tattoo moment, like I love that tattoo moment of yours. Like I would watch a compilation of just girls reacting to your tattoo.
yeah, that's a great idea. I need to do it. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, tell that girl in Mexico to get on it.
Ultimately, I think that was a really big revelation and it initially came from looking at the comments,
Yeah.
where I was looking at the comments and there's this indignation factor that I think that's a critical key component in something going viral,
Yeah.
where it's the guys watching my videos and they see that like a really massive bodybuilder is not as attractive to girls as someone who's
Yeah.
more of a natural physique, and triggers this indignation because a lot of guys feel that bigger is better, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's a
100%.
natural inclination for guys to think that, because we see these massive bodybuilders and we aspire to that in a lot of ways. Like
Yeah.
it feels masculine, but a lot of girls aren't into that, and it bothers guys that
Yeah.
they it
Yeah.
bothers them, and that's the thing. It gets them to comment, and that is a key part of things going viral.
Of getting engagement up. Yeah, like especially I don't know, like you can tell me better, like which platform has the more sigma males, that have to prove they're right. But
Yeah.
like I feel like on Instagram you see on like especially in your comment section, I see men trying to defend their like the bigger body types, and like say telling girls, hey, you do know nothing, that's wrong, that the other guy had a better body. And like how do you argue with someone's preference? Like she just likes this body better.
I think the harsh reality.
exactly.
I think the harsh reality is that when you get bigger, so the more you get more attention from your gym buddies rather than you get attention from your girls, from the girls. So that's
Yeah.
the harsh reality.
Exactly. It's really funny. You're basically challenging this core belief that a lot of guys have, and they have this ego attachment to that belief, right? That
Yeah.
the massive steroid bodybuilder is the ideal, and it is very upsetting to them when it's challenged, when that it's like, wait a second, yeah, maybe girls don't really care if you have like 250 pounds of muscle, and in fact it may be less attractive to them. So yeah, actually it's great whenever I see the negative comments from other guys as just it's encouragement, right? It's
Yeah.
it's all power,
Yeah.
it's all power to the cause.
Like my favorite kind of comment section is when you ask girls something like about like their sex life, how long should a guy last, or how big it is, or something like that, and then you see the guys like have a mental breakdown in the comment section. I remember one girl saying 30 minutes, and then like the guy had a mental breakdown. I am having a mental breakdown. The guy having a mental breakdown is like, what do you want? Is that a marathon? What do you expect? What are you supposed to do for 30 minutes? You would get bored 30 minutes. Like,
What are you supposed to do for 30 minutes?
yeah.
Exactly, that's the thing.
And,
Yeah, it's
like, he
busting
took
those
it so
beliefs.
personally, as if like his girlfriend was out there.
Getting
Maybe
smashed for
his
30
girlfriend
minutes.
sent him that video. It's like, see?
Oh no. See, I'm not the only one. I think honestly that's a big reason why I do this content is bridging the gap between the sexes. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of misunderstandings between men and
100%,
women
yeah.
that you don't really see it until you just get a genuine opinion, like here, hot take, like fully
Yeah.
honest answer, right? And
Yeah.
like a lot of guys with the fitness niche, I think it's a pretty toxic part of fitness where guys feel that they need to be bigger than they actually need to be attractive, and girls feel like they need to be smaller than they actually need to be attractive to men. And the same with some of that, the bedroom stuff, right? Where I think a lot of couples argue about this stuff. It's a big source of unhappiness and fighting amongst couples is that one person isn't satisfied
Yeah.
because their expectations are unrealistic.
So all this content,
Yep.
it's community service.
Exactly.
It's a PSA.
So,
Exactly,
Bill, have you thought about, or are you working on some kind of, course or a cohort that where you can teach people to get a certain type of physique that you have, and a lot of guys aspire to be like you. So, have you thought about a course or something that you can, yeah,
Yeah, I have a course. I
Okay.
built one last year. It's called Dream Physique Nutrition. It's a nutrition course,
okay,
and it kind of takes you through the ABCs of nutrition and how to set it all up from a natural bodybuilding perspective. But yeah, I've kind of thought about making a more organized teaching, thinking about maybe like an online academy that people could subscribe to and really
Yeah.
get like a very comprehensive sort of look into it. But I'm also thinking ultimately that I kind of want to expand it towards just more general self-improvement, like helping men become better in all aspects. So yeah, those are all ideas on the bucket list.
So how is the response on the course? So are you plugging it in the videos, or how do you get the enrollments?
Yeah, it's been I really haven't been pushing it too much. Honestly, I still see myself as an early phase creator where I think a lot of my goals right now are more about developing my own skills as a creator and finding out what works and building my audience rather than pushing the monetary aspect of it. So I really haven't been pushing it too much. So yeah, that's kind of more of something I would think about later, but it's something that I developed and I really enjoy the process of just learning how to build a course. And I know that I'll be able to apply that to something later.
Okay, so I have a small idea that you can maybe try. So I've worked on a lot on Instagram ads. So since my wife's a dietitian and we get all our clients through Instagram ads, so one thing you can do that will be like minimal effort for you is that you do a reaction video and an interview, and turn that into an ad for your course, and you can just run a simple uh, promotion campaign on Instagram. So it will be like $10 to $15 a day, and you can easily get like 1 or 2 enrollments a day from that. So when you have some free time, you can try Instagram ads. It will be really helpful for your niche.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that especially especially when you get used to making short form content, you learn a lot about marketing
Exactly.
through that, right? Like you understand what captures the viewer's eye, what makes them think about what you want them to think about or push towards a certain pain point, right? And yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's like dive into the technical aspects of YouTube. What's working? How do you manage your like pick your thumbnails? I know you have somebody who designs your thumbnails for you.
So I think the main three main aspects of a video is like watch time, title, and thumbnail. So how much do you emphasize on the click through rate, and how much audience retention are you getting, and how do you decide like this will be the exact title and this will get me more clicks?
Yeah, I think it's very much a trial and error process in a lot of ways initially, just testing things out. I've done a lot of analysis of other YouTubers in the niche, so watching other fitness YouTubers, watching other people in the interview style niche, and looking at what's worked. I think that's one of the most amazing things about being a YouTuber or content creator in general now is that all the answers are there.
Yep.
Like you can go back in time and analyze how people have blown up and the routes they took, what they did, and that will actually in many instances it will work for you as well, or at least give you some level of success. I remember I spent a lot of time looking at YouTubers and looking at their journeys, and I just kept noticing that a lot of YouTubers would blow up when they hit around somewhere 20 to 30K. And I remember getting to 20K and I was like, oh man, I'm like getting into that zone, like when like something's going to happen. And then it did. When I was at 27K, it like took off. I think that ultimately it's not necessarily about the numbers there, but it's a lot more about your journey as a creator, and you reach this level of knowledge more so that you're able to implement it. But yeah, I think that if the biggest piece of advice I would give for people is to go back in other creators who have blown up and look at the videos that helped them blow up. And that will inform you a lot as to what will work.
Yeah, what
Yep.
journey that you have to take.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. So, apart from the, uh, you know, checking out other creators, so do you analyze your own content? Like, so this was a video and I got like 40% audience retention, and now how can I turn it to 60? So, are you analyzing your own past videos and, improving on how you can make it better and get more views?
A little bit. I've been more so focused on the shorts content
Yep.
over the last year. So that's what I've really been focusing on. I will. Shorts are interesting in that there's the two kind of competing components where, like, you can have a slightly longer video or you can have a shorter video that has like a higher percentage of retention time.
Yep.
I think that the ideal is that you have kind of a mix of both, where you have a slightly longer video that has enough of a drive for people to continue watching to the end that they
Yeah.
complete it, and then that's when it blows up, right? So like I found that a lot of my best videos have been right around the 38 to 40 second length, but there's that twist. It's like the ones where I show the tattoo where there's some like big surprise there that
Yeah.
keeps people watching to the end. And when you get that combination of enough length for it to be like a beefy video and people
That's what she
watching to
said.
the end, then it blows up.
That's what she said.
And Gad's packing the meat.
Interesting.
You said all the terms that are required in the for that's what she said joke. Like length, beefiness, meat is like, yep, she definitely said that.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So if you want, Karan,
Some
we can,
subliminal
like,
messaging.
yeah.
Subliminal
If you want, we
messaging
can,
going
like,
on throughout
look,
this.
Look at Bill's, wink, wink, analytics together, and
Yeah, sure.
then we can talk about
The analytics are a
like,
secret. Shh.
So if we can look at the analytics of some of the videos, that would be great. You can share your screen.
Yeah. I just can't tell you how long it is. The videos. The videos.
We are getting some beefy content today.
yeah, maximum satisfaction guaranteed.
You'll definitely stay to the end.
Yeah.
And one
That'd be
question
good.
I have for Bill is that, when you go and talk to people, so for a lot of people it is like very scary, to talk to random people and approach them. And so how did you get over that, uh, fear that you can, now talk to strangers? And so how did you get the confidence to do that?
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. A lot of people are, it's naturally afraid, or we're naturally afraid to go talk to strangers. And there's this, I think, divide that's being built up more and more through technology and social media,
Yep.
where we're all plugged into our phones all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on a bus, everyone is sitting right next to each other, but they're just like glued into their phones, plugged in every element. And I think that there's something unique and special about interacting with people in person and particularly meeting new people in that way. And I think that's always been a big focus of mine, is trying to get used to talking to people. This initially started, I remember I was in med school and I would make it a point of meeting someone new every time I went to the gym, or just
Oh.
like striking up a conversation with someone. That's how it started initially. And it just started to become a habit, right? It becomes ingrained in you. You get used to that exposure. It's kind of like how they treat people who have phobias of certain things. You're scared of something. It's gradual exposure to that
Yep.
fear, right? So when people have this social anxiety or they're afraid to talk to new people, you start small and you work up. So maybe one day you just, if you see someone's wearing an interesting shirt, you just compliment them on the shirt, just like, hey, that's a cool shirt. And then as you become more comfortable doing that, then you start building up to a little bit longer conversations and meeting more people that way. And I just find that it's so rewarding. There's this feeling I get when I like meet new people and make some new interesting connection where I just get excited. Yeah, it's a very powerful feeling, I think, that a lot of people have never felt. And I think that when you come out of your shell and just start pushing yourself in that aspect, you'll unlock a lot of potential in terms of your, just you being of like a sociable human being. Like it unlocks a lot of powerful skills after that.
Yeah, because for the longest time, like being an introvert, I would just say I'm an introvert, so that's not me. And doing this on my own, I realized like I am not progressing in my creator career, in my business career, because I am the one who's telling me I am an introvert and I do not go out and talk to people.
Absolutely. I think that people on all aspects of your personality, we all lie somewhere on a spectrum, but that place that we start off on is malleable. You can change your personality, not to an unlimited extent, but I think that there is a range of, say, how introverted and extroverted you are, that you can move on that spectrum.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. They peg themselves into this hole. They say, I'm just not a sociable person. I'm going to go to this party and not talk to anyone. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
And they box themselves in there and they never let themselves get out. And you'll realize that when you push yourself out of your comfort zone, as you said, you're going to unlock a lot of potential that you never knew existed. And you'll never know how that feels until you actually do it.
Yeah,
You need to
exactly.
get over this initial hump, that initial fear, to access that new land.
So after talking to Bill, I realized that I think he. Do you read a lot of books, or apart from your medicine? So are you reading a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to shoot for a book a week, so I'll read on
Oh.
Audible. Last year I read 52 books on Audible, and it was funny because we had this funny little Christmas event in our department among the radiology people at the hospital, and they were playing this game where they said, okay, tell us a interesting fact about yourself. Like people have to guess who it is. And for my fact, I was like, I read 40 books, non-medical books this year. And one of my like supervisor guys was like, it better not be one of you residents. you know?
So 40 books. So you said you read like 52 books, right?
Yeah,
one a
52
week.
this
So I
last
think
year.
I would. I also read a lot of books, not a book a week, but which were ones that inspired you the most or helped you the most? Can you name some of them?
Oh yeah, that's great. That's awesome. I love talking about this stuff. I'm gonna pull up my book reading list.
Awesome.
I have a list of all the books I read, and then I'll bold the ones that I found most interesting for people. Influence,
Oh,
the which
Robert
is one of the
Cadani.
initial books
I
by
think.
Cialdini.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, sorry,
exactly.
sorry.
It's one of the
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
It's
just
basically a
started that
book
book
about
last week.
yeah. That's great.
I
That's
love
one of
books
that's
like
the first
influence
one.
and mind hacking and figuring out what the other person is thinking.
Absolutely, because the book is about persuasion, right? The
Exactly.
science of persuasion. And when you think about it, every interaction in your
It's
life
a persuasion.
comes down to someone persuading someone else.
Yeah.
Like you're asking a girl on a date, or you're asking your friend, let's go get a coffee.
Or
You're
you're asking your boss
persuading
for a
them in
raise.
some way.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. When you understand that kind of psychology, it's really powerful.
I think a book.
The other one,
Sorry, I'm
let's see.
interrupting you, but I think a book that you would really love would be like its name is "Never Split the Difference." Have you read that one?
Yes, read that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Boss.
So
Yeah.
that guy is a
That's a good
FBI
one.
negotiator. I think
I
that's
love
a
that.
very interesting book. Yeah. Okay. Go
I
on.
love
Go on.
that. Okay, this is great. Another
As soon
one.
as you can see both their eyes light up, like for the people who are not into books like me and rather just watch the movie.
Yeah. Promoting illiteracy.
Oh yeah, no. This is oh god, this is one of my favorite. Whenever I like hear people talk about books, this is when I'll like pause the interview and like write down
Same,
the
same,
book
same,
write
same,
book
same.
recommendations. It's awesome. Okay, 48 Laws of Power by
Oh,
Robert Greene.
Okay. I have not read that now.
That is life changing. It's
Yeah.
like it's kind of dark. There was actually this one point when people were saying that they need to ban this book because they
Okay.
talk about ultimately the laws of power, like what makes people powerful over other people, and it goes through the psychology of it, and it's really fascinating. Some of it, the laws are a little bit dark. Like they wouldn't be things I'd want to implement myself, but there are things that you want to know so you can defend against if someone else is using it against you.
Very
So yeah, I
interesting.
thought
So
that
I
was
ordered
really
it tonight.
it's really interesting.
And implement every law. So okay, so what
That's
was
his origin story.
evil origin story? Evil laugh.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what was the name of the
And
book?
this is how
Can you
became the
repeat the name?
dictator of the world. It's called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
He's gonna get it banned again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it
Yeah.
banned in India as. Okay. So
It's gonna take over the world.
any other books that you loved?
Yeah, a few more. Let's
Yep.
see. There's The Power of Now
Oh.
by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I've read
That's the one I've also read.
yeah, I have read that like 50 times.
Yeah.
So do you
it's
meditate?
great. I think that a little bit
Ah,
sometimes. I don't have as much time to do it as I would like, but I think there's a lot of power in being able to connect with the moment.
Exactly.
And it's something that social media nowadays has pushed us away from, right? We're
Yeah.
spending so much time like glued to all this stimulus and thinking about other things that it's hard to just put everything down and just connect with the moment.
I think you can read that Eckhart Tolle has another book like Practicing the Power of Now, and he just wrote a book recently that's called New Life. I think short read, but very difficult to understand. But I think it can be fun for you.
Let's see. Another one, The Evolution of Desire
Oh.
by David Buss.
Okay.
It's very interesting. I'm really fascinated by evolutionary psychology. This one's a little bit more particularly talking about how men and women have evolved in terms of our sexual relations with each other. And I think that understanding this kind of psychology is so important for helping us with our relationships. Like even if you're not trying to be like a player, like even if you just have one person, you're married, you have kids, understanding the psychology of how you and your partner interact with each other on that relationship level is really, really interesting. And it's very powerful. I think that everyone should read a little bit of evolutionary psychology. It'll demystify a lot of things. Yeah. And then let's see, let me give you one more. One other one just in terms of general self-improvement is called Mindset by Carol Dweck. That's a really classic book in terms of it's based around the concept of having a growth mindset. So when you have a growth mindset, you believe that every part of you can be improved, that you can grow as a person. The example she gives is intelligence, right? Where kids are told from a young age, like, you're good at math, you're not good at math.
Yeah.
And when kids are told that they're not good at math, then they never believe in themselves and they never believe that they're able to improve. But when you focus on the hard work and the development that goes into it, you realize that you can expand yourself in all different ways.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I would love to have that entire list, and if you can share
We
that.
need to do another podcast just on books.
Yeah. So I think
Oh, yeah,
that
that'd be
for the
great.
audience, it will be a very interesting fact that you are making entertainment content, but you're reading a lot of books, and so this shows that when you want to grow in life, so how important are books, because they help you understand the process of thinking, and what's the right way to think, and what is to be how is like in to be in the moment. So I think that's a very important aspect about growing, and if you want to grow in life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that books are they're like a hack to life. They're like
Exactly.
a trap door, right? I used to play this original Mario Brothers, like a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
And, Mario would find this special, like, hidden question box that sends this,
One-ups,
like,
yeah.
beanstalk up into the sky.
Yeah.
And then you, like, climb it, you go into heaven, and then you're in this heaven land. You basically skip the whole level. You get all
Yeah.
the gold. And books are kind of like that. They're like a cheat code.
Exactly.
Someone has distilled their entire life story or their entire career set, like all their wisdom, into this one book that you can consume in a couple of days.
And you
I
can
think
buy
that
it
is
for
amazing.
$10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So what are your future plans for your channel, and what do you think, how can you grow, and what are your visions and aspirations? Like, I want my channel to be like on this level, I want to make like $10 million or something. So what's your plans?
Ultimately, my vision is that I want to help young men in all aspects of life.
Yep.
My ultimate vision is that I want to host seminars around the world where men who really want to excel in life just come together and share that energy. I think that right now I'm in a position where I've really grown to understand how audiences work and how social media works. I think that was kind of the initial phase of my career as a content creator, was just learning the game. So I think for now, my immediate goals are to just keep doubling down on what's working. So things have still been working in terms of the content models that I've been using for YouTube Shorts. And I still think YouTube Shorts are the way to go right now.
Yep.
In terms of the social media space in general. This is an amazing opportunity. The fact that I went from, 27K to 290K subscribers in less than a year, virtually just off of YouTube Shorts, like, I think that's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost unprecedented in social media that we've had this opportunity, and it's still going on. It's definitely still working. So I'm going to keep running that for as long as I can. And then sort of in concert with that, my plan is to start broadening out some of my content. So talking a little bit more about just self-improvement for men in general. I'm going to have to level up my editing to really make those videos competitive. And as I sort of start to broaden out my audience, I'll get them more used to me just talking about all types of self-improvement. And ultimately, that's where I want my channel to go.
Awesome. Perfect.
I believe I've shown this bill before, but this is for the audience as well. So this is our main channel that first blew up. So if you see this part, right? 2016, this is our first viral video. And this is when we started like getting regular. And this is like the first graph you see, the first spikes. This is when we first blew up, right? And then this is like our 3-year journey. We were like getting a linear growth. And this is where we burn out, where like the graph crashes. And this spike you see, this is old videos with new thumbnails. That's it. That's all we did over here. So we just went in, changed the thumbnails. If you see, we just like uploaded one video on 6th January 2020. And with that one video, other videos blew up. Like this video that you see with 20 million views. This
Funny
was
bike falls. Gotta
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? This had 160K views and that's it. It was dead after that. Like it wasn't getting any views. This is where we uploaded the video. Like this is not where we uploaded. This is the small teensy beensy spike you see. This is where we uploaded. It got like 160K views and then just it died. And this is where we changed the thumbnail of the video. And
So like a year later.
2 years later, this was 2018, February 2018, we uploaded it, and March 2020 when it blew up. And this is us going back and looking at the thumbnails, looking at what's worked for us and why it worked for us. When we started, like there were two reasons. There weren't much of analytics available like that we have right now, and second, we didn't know how to look at our analytics. One thing we realized starting on was I used to put my brother's face into every thumbnail, and I realized when we're growing, nobody knows who we are. Right? Adding our face doesn't make the video more clickable. And the other thing was, we delved into this psychology that, when a meme's re-uploaded a lot of times, the quality goes down. So back then, when we change our thumbnails, we purposefully chose pixelated low resolution images. Just to play with people's subconsciousness that, that it feels, because their mind knows that if it's low quality, then that means it's good.
Yeah, that's a really interesting piece of psychology that I've actually noticed myself, where I think there's something about the low quality content where, for example, slightly pixelated pictures.
Yeah.
Or the other thing is the low quality audio actually. When when you hear people's voices, like it blacks, like it tops out the mic, and the mic wasn't very high quality. Sometimes in those really old memes where it's just some, I don't know, SpongeBob thing, or like someone's doing some weird caricature and someone's going like, ah, and the mic is like maxed out. There's something about that low quality.
The audio overpeaks,
exactly. Like I think it almost triggers this feeling that, oh, this was like genuine. This was just filmed by some random person with an iPhone 5, like on the street somewhere, and like that's like a real reaction, right? So people, I think, are drawn to that on some level because I remember a couple of my old videos when my mic was peaking out, like those ones still did really well.
Yeah, because like once people found out that people were making thumbnails just to get the views, and it was turning out like good looking thumbnails had bad videos. So it also changed the people's psychology that that the video is not the same that you look in the thumbnail. So these genuine looking thumbnails, pixelated images is like, this usually good videos that have been re-uploaded a lot of times look like this. So just changing it to this, like, see this graph, and like same thing for this one. This is the initial peak, and this was, so we parodied this TV show in India, and it is one of the most watched TV shows. And here's the best part: we don't even write the name of the TV show in the tags or in the title, like nothing. And if you search the name of this TV show, our video is like on top because of the comments people named this TV show. Yeah,
YouTube's very smart at indexing your videos.
This spike happened July 2020. So this is where we changed. This is where we uploaded our video. Like, see, it says January 13, right? So on 6th January, we uploaded a new video. We changed our thumbnail, and eventually the other video blew up, and then people started looking at our other videos. The algorithm started recommending like, hey, if you like this one, check out the other one. And the one thing we did was we went into our videos and we started from the videos that had the highest watch time but had the lowest CTR. See the CTR, this was like less than 5% on average, And this is where we changed our thumbnail. You know, like how everybody says to go on YouTube, grow on YouTube, you need to make a good video. That's literally the only 50% of it.
Yeah.
It's like not even 75%. It's like 50%, and rest of it is the thumbnail.
I think the packaging of the video is really important.
For the longest time, I personally used to hate our new thumbnails because like I'm a graphic designer by like I trained as a graphic designer, so mine was, this is not pretty.
You're like, I did all this graphic design training
Yeah.
for this. Pixelated photo. It's like a random
Yeah.
screenshot.
yeah. Like, and
Yeah, there's this YouTuber I used to follow. He was a famous bodybuilder, and it's really interesting looking at his channel because he actually died like a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Like rest in
Oh.
peace. Honestly, he's
Piana?
one of the No, John Meadows.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the most knowledgeable bodybuilders ever, honestly. And he's had a channel for a long time. And I actually had him on my podcast. Yeah, Mountain Dog. I had him on my podcast before he passed, and then eventually he did. But it's interesting because like his channel has still been running. Like he still has a team, I suppose, running his channel.
Oh,
and for a while, if you scroll down a little bit, for a while they actually stopped making nice looking thumbnails at all, and they were literally just screenshots from like taken from the video,
Yeah.
and those videos still did fine.
yeah,
It was
like,
really
if you look
interesting
his
looking at
most
those
popular ones.
analytics.
So what happened to him?
Like so basically, he had a clot in his he had some type of clot that ended up. I think he had a heart attack basically.
680k views, and it's even has the .mpg on it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
an
this
OG
was like
creator.
old school app workout, 804. Like this is 2 months ago, 804k views.
Exactly. Like some of these videos, they're literally they just went back to the original, just YouTube, just taking a thumbnail from it.
Yeah. This looks like the thumbnail that because that's also the starting of the video. This thumbnail is I have premium. It's just on the other account, just in case everybody is wondering. And this is the reason I say that's the default thumbnail is because when you hover your mouse over it, it plays that part of the video that the thumbnail is showing.
Yeah. So that was like an automatically generated.
Yeah. So if you let YouTube pick it, like that's what happens. So when you hover your mouse over it, like it plays that part of the video.
So if you're creating like in a month, how many long videos are you aiming for and pushing for? And how much of shorts?
Right now I'm doing one long form video a week
Okay.
and one short a day.
Awesome. Perfect. That's if we can see content and we can check the latest long form video and see how it's performing.
Yeah, let's see. This one was a little bit different than what I usually do.
Okay,
but-
let's see. Analytics. Can you go on reach? So can you read the title of the video?
The complete back exercise tier list brackets full ranking.
So when you decide the title of the video, so have you seen a channel Woof Bandits, like the dog? Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go on videos and just go on most popular, yeah. So a simple trick that we use to get some of the videos viral is like are figuring out what should be the title of the video. So a easy trick is to first type if you have like back exercises. So you search back exercises and then you go and filter out by view count and upload date. So you can see in the last month or like last year what kind of videos that went viral. If you can, just search like your title and we can figure out what we can do and to just better package the video. So if you go down filters, set view count and then go to like let's try this month first. The back exercise for every muscle, 1 million in 2 weeks. So 440k in like 4 weeks. So I think this is a good topic that you chose because people still are getting a lot of views this month. So the basic concept is figuring out titles that have a high search volume but low competition. So a lot of people are searching for it, but not a lot of people are creating content. So you can just bridge the gap. So you can just play with the title so that for a specific niche, that for example a wider back or a more shaped back or a V-shaped back. So I think that is something that you can do. This is a simple filter trick that you can use, right? Always put your weight. Always put your weights back.
That's smart. That's a smart thought.
You got a
I need to
thumbnail
redo
idea
that.
right there.
I need to redo that.
She's the biggest OnlyFans creator, Bryce Adams. I think. I don't know. I do not subscribe.
Really? How do you know
Exposed.
that? How do you know that, Ankad?
Exposed.
No, I follow her on LinkedIn. That's why.
Wink,
That's
wink.
why.
That's all it is.
So this is a simple trick that you can use to get some ideas on how to frame your title and figure out what kind of videos are working this month.
I like it. Just looking at what's relevant.
Yep.
Yeah, and similar to, when you have a title similar to a video that just blew up, it also helps you to come into the recommendation of that video, like the suggested content of that video.
Yeah. Trying to piggyback off.
Yeah. And like the other thing I would change is like the bodybuilder you have in the thumbnail. I would change it to something that looks real, like that looks like an image that you took off the internet, right? Like I would like find an image that looks like a photo that you took.
Yeah, I was wondering if I should just use myself.
Yes, you should. Yes, I think. And
'Cause
maybe
that's what
yeah
people have done.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you another video. This is like a pretty typical video of the ones that I do where I just share a workout program.
Okay.
This is just an example of one of them.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the video is green. That's good. Yeah. Can you go to reach? Okay, 45,000. Okay. So I think thing that we can work on is the click-through rate. So if you can see, can you click on the click-through rate? It just shows 4.4. So what I seen, if you want like a 100k view video, you need at least 7 to 8% click-through rate and engagement of like 45%. So I think if we what's the engagement like? Can we check? Okay, so can you just scroll? So it's like 16%. I think these are the two aspects that you can figure out. Like if you just scroll down, you can see where the people are dropping off. There's a gradual drop after the intro. I think the two key points that we can work on here is like one is the thumbnail to improve like from 4.4 to like 7, 8. And the engagement should be like on around 40%. So this video will easily get 100k views with those stats. So I think these are the two things that you can work on. So what's the video about?
The video is about me sharing a workout program. So what I do is I'll actually go through like an Excel file, me doing a voiceover of a full workout program.
Okay.
I'll just break it down for people.
I think you have figured out like the shorts format, and I see you have around like 1.2 million views in the last 48 hours. So you have figured out how to keep the audience engaged for those like 40 seconds, 1 minute, and how the shorts work. So similarly, if you can just implement some engagement tactics to keep the audience up with you, make the video a little bit faster, little bit more engaging, and just improve the thumbnail by like 2-3%. I think that will do the trick for the long format as well, because you're really good, doing very good on the
yeah. I'm thinking
short
ultimately
format.
engagement. Yeah.
So or what we could do is like maybe you could move this part towards the end, so at least get like 50%, like a watch time to 50%, and then get into this part. So people who are like, there will be two kinds of people, right? One who want a journal overview of stuff, and the second who want like a deep dive into stuff. Like their intersection would be at the 50% mark. So like everybody will watch up to 50%, and the people who want actual deep dive would stick, because a lot of time people know what to do. They just need confirmation that they're doing the right thing. And for them, we can like have the 50% of the video just like an overview, and then like the second half would be like a deep dive. So maybe structuring it that way would increase your watch time.
Yeah, I think your channel is doing really well, and some few tweaks will like get the short videos easily, the long videos easily to like 100K, 200K, and your channel revenue should be right $10,000 easily because your content is good.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Structuring the video so you're going deeper later on in the video.
Yeah.
So like it's the really serious people who will stay around longer, which is naturally how it's going to work anyways.
Like everything else, because I've seen a lot of your videos, like your editing, voiceover stuff is like on point.
Yeah, I was wondering. I don't know. I feel like ultimately the editing is going to have to take a higher level. It's going to be on a higher level, to compete with the top creators on my niche.
Yep.
Like those guys they're basically editing on the same level as like a YouTube short, except for the whole 10 minutes, right?
So have you planned out like the long form videos for the next few weeks, or you just do it on the go?
Yeah, I do things on the go quite a bit.
Okay. So if you do it on the go, so one thing you can do is like, the trick I told you, like just check on the filters, like what is blowing up these days, or going on Google Trends and just searching what kind of, for example, on Google Trends there's an option called YouTube search in the explore section. So you can search what kind of videos and what are people searching these days. So that's also a simple trick that you can that I also use. So if you go on explore and just instead of web search, do YouTube search. So like if you have a topic in mind, you can just search and it will show you what are people searching related to that topic. Food for muscle growth, how to maximize muscle growth,
Peptides for muscle growth.
Yeah, you can see that 2,300% increase. This is a simple trick that you can that will help you analyze what kind of content people are searching for.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
key. This is what we gotta do.
Oh my God.
Does masturbation decrease muscle growth?
This video.
there's a title for you.
Okay, you saw it first. We're doing it. We're
Do
doing
not
it.
change anything. Do not add even caps to this. Just like use this as it is.
That's
So what is this
guaranteed to blow up.
peptides for muscle growth? So this is something very interesting.
Yeah, it's controversial.
And also you can compare topics. So if you write muscle growth with back exercises or something, it will show you the search volume, the difference in the search volume. Yeah, you can compare topics as well. A Bulgarian split squat backpack. So this is something that can be interesting. Kegel exercise.
It always comes back to some form of masturbation.
Okay, so I think we found two viral titles for the next two videos. And
Yeah,
here's the thing,
exactly.
so like another thing that you can do to maximize on a trend is like, let's say one video is you giving your opinion, right? Second one is you reacting to other people's opinion and telling that is this opinion fact or not?
Yeah, that's actually one of my next moves I really want to try.
So the ideology behind that is, for example, if you get views on a title, said you wrote like back exercises and you get like 100K views. So now the next time you will do a video on back exercises, YouTube will again show your video, the impressions to the same 100K people. So there's a good chance that you can get another 50K, 70K, 100 views again. So I think we have covered the basics of the long video. Now I would love if you can teach us some tips on what you do and how do you make those shorts viral, because we are not that great on creating shorts because we focus mainly on long form. So
Yeah, absolutely. So the shorts, I think that this is a really interesting model or format that I took, and I'll bring up that I initially saw it by John Yushai at VidCon. So he's a creator who talks about YouTube growth.
oh, okay,
and
I've seen him.
He blew up using this format.
Oh,
Where he went around LA and showed these pictures of, Ronaldo versus
KSI.
like, yeah,
KSI,
exactly.
yeah.
So he would just see who was more popular, or like which one people knew more. And I saw that format and I saw the power in it, because I think there are a lot of different aspects of, there are a lot of different factors that come into making this a viral format. The first one is that you have initial capture of a very visual element.
Yeah, like
so
the first 3
you
seconds.
see pictures.
Yep.
Exactly. He talks about the first frame concept, where like you should be able to tell everything about a video based off like the first frame.
Oh,
So you immediately see him and a stranger, microphone,
understood.
2 pictures.
Yep.
You-
Awesome. That's
and
good.
it's a battle between 2 people. That's the next component. When you have a competition, A versus B, red versus blue, that's a very curiosity driving topic, because people want to see who wins. Right?
Exactly.
It's a very polarizing dynamic. So that's the next element of it. The other element of it is the spontaneous reaction part of it. Like the fact that he has the courage to walk up and just like interview random strangers is something that not everyone can do. And the other thing is that it brings in natural reactions. So people nowadays are getting tired of all this high, like, $1 million studio content that's very artificial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they really like just they want to see the unfiltered opinion, right? Like, what do people think about
Yeah.
masturbation's effect on your gains? Like, I bet I could ask that question and it'll go viral, because people are like, what do people think? and then the other thing that I try to put into my format is having a twist. So like, I think that's the other big thing that has made things go viral, is that there's some unexpected element.
Yeah.
So-
103 million
Million.
views. Now we come to the part where we said he's better than Thor.
Yeah.
The part you've all been waiting for. But yeah, having an unexpected twist, and that's where the indignation factor comes in. So you ideally want to target some unique twist that people aren't expecting,
Yeah.
and that's going to piss people off. That people are going to be like, hey, no way. Right? So the question is, for you guys, like, how can you have maybe some type of comedic video or something, and then
Yep.
there being a big twist?
And he's not afraid. He's like tagging Mr. Olympian in his titles. He's like, hey, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. What up?
Yeah. Let's check out the 100 million view video.
Rate this guy's physique out of 10.
Is that 4? It's so good. I'd give it an 8. Look at the hair. Is that not him? 7.5.
How about this guy?
I like that. 7. I love that.
You like it better than the other guy?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But the other guy was Thor.
I told you! Right? Thank you!
You recognize the
Who's
tattoo?
that? Is that you?
Wait for it.
My G. That's my dude. All the way to the gym and every day.
Rate this guy's physique.
Awesome.
That was
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
The last guy just made it. He's like, even
So-
I'm impressed now.
He
Oh my
liked the
God.
video
Yeah,
in
this
real
was-
life.
I know, yeah. That was the thing, is like, when I'm filming these, is some of it is pacing your interviews so that you can get the reactions that you want. So for example, with these girls, that I knew that this one girl was like thinking like, oh, it's Thor. Like, she already kind of knew, but I like was downplaying it because I knew, like, I wanted it to be a surprise later.
Yeah.
So like, kind of like managing the interview in real time, knowing trying to like build up the surprise, right?
Yeah. Okay, here's an idea. I don't know if you can do it or not. Like, get Johnny Sins upper half,
Oh, nice.
and then other one's
like
yours.
that.
And I want
I
to see
like
how
that.
many
Yeah,
girls
that's
recognize. Is
good.
that Johnny Sins?
For that, you will have to show the
That's
lower
amazing.
half to make. So, Bill, I'm really curious. So, how much does a shot with 100 million views make in revenue? Okay, this is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay, let me give it a drum roll.
Yeah.
$5,000. Awesome.
All
Yeah.
right.
Awesome.
5,000 on 103 million views. I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Not that
right?
great a
Like,
deal.
how many views did it get on Instagram and TikTok, and how much money did it make there?
Yeah, exactly.
So, did it get like very good views on Instagram as well?
Yeah, I think 84 million views, something like that.
Really?
I think so.
84 million.
Let's see.
118,000 subscribers as well.
From just
Yeah.
one video.
That's wild.
That's a silver play button right there.
That's crazy. My favorite part was that guy at the end
Yeah,
coming up. My G. That's actually one of my favorite moments of like all my interviewing. Just totally random guy coming up. That's always the best when they say something that you know is going to be viral material. Right? It's just like,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
that's the
Because
best. That's the best.
They say something not knowing it's you.
Or just saying something that's funny, like has a double entendre that they don't realize.
So sometimes when you are interviewing people, do you get recognized like, oh, I've seen you somewhere?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be interviewing and they'll be like, wait a second, that's you. I've seen you on TikTok or I've seen
I've
you on,
seen that
on
tattoo."
YouTube. Yeah.
Because
it's
100
happened
million
a few
views is
times.
like, a lot of people have seen you.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We get recognized all over the place sometimes.
Yeah. So, what's your like favorite best place to go for these interviews? Like, because I'm feeling like in Vancouver, you have like a limited months to show off your tattoos. The rest of the year, you're in jackets.
Yeah, the best place we've been is in Miami. So we went to Miami last month and did interviews on Brickell Street, which is kind of like downtown Miami. But yeah, that place is awesome because you've got the weather, you've got everyone dressed up. People are very good looking in Miami, and you have a lot of people flying in for bachelorettes or parties or celebrations.
Yeah.
So you get people from all over the world. And yeah, it was actually interesting. We were out filming interviews and there were like 3 other short form creators like all doing interviews at the same time, like on the weekend. Yeah, it's like the place.
Another thing that I wanted to cover is about your setup. Like, what's your hardware setup like? Also, what she said.
I've got it all. It's a complete setup.
So, what's the camera of your choice? What's the mic of your choice? What's I think you have a Mac, right? So, and you use FCP?
Yeah. So I'm using a Mac for most of my editing stuff. I'm using Final Cut Pro. I got this Shure MV7, which is the microphone I'm using for more sit down like voiceover type stuff, which is nice because it's USB. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit more easy to use. I'm a big fan of just having simple equipment that's just easy to use.
Yeah,
I'm
plug
still
and play.
filming the interviews with my phone, my
Okay.
iPhone.
Yeah.
I think that the quality is fine. It's more so the audio quality that's the important thing. I use the Rode
Wireless Go.
mic Go, the wireless Go, yeah, the one that everyone's using right now. But that one works really well, and it's just something that's portable because sometimes we'll be out filming, like we'd be out in Vegas, and yeah, we'll be out doing other things too, right? Like we'll be going inside clubs or going outside, and then we can just pull out our phones and just start filming if we want. So I think there's a big value in having a filming setup where it's very versatile. And that's one thing I've noticed with a lot of creators. Even when they're doing interview style content or longer form content, sometimes it's very simple. Like they'll literally just hold up a little microphone, even like a lav mic that has a cable attached to their pocket.
Yeah.
And they're literally just holding that. And those videos still do great. Like it's
Yeah.
more so the reaction. It's more so about the reaction.
Yeah. Okay. So one last question. Like, this is the final last ending question. So that I want to start asking all my guests is, since the channel is called Creator Manifest, so what are 3 things that in your creator journey, your life journey, that you want like to manifest in your life, that you want to come true in your lifetime?
That I want to manifest. I think the first one is generating some sort of community for creators. I think that's something that I've really enjoyed along the way, is like networking with people, like what we're doing now, even just talking
Yeah.
about what we do. Being a creator is a very isolating process in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
You're
And
right.
it's ironic because we're reaching so many people on one end, but on the other end, we're spending most of our time alone, like
Yeah.
editing, uploading, like setting thumbnails and titles. There is a lot of solo work that goes into this, and there's not a lot of other people chasing the dream, right? It takes a lot of dedication and discipline, takes a vision, and
Yeah.
those people are rare. So I think that having some sort of platform for people to meet would be really great. In terms of other things, I want to have an impact on young men. I think that's ultimately still my greatest vision. And I'm not exactly fully sure how I'm gonna do that, but I would love to combine that with public speaking in some way. So, like what I was saying in terms of hosting seminars and getting guys together and just bring in other speakers, that kind of thing. And let's see, in terms of other things, I think having travel
Yeah.
that would be combined in some way with my visions and in those other categories as well would be great. Like, it would be nice for it to be maybe a moving forum where I'm hosting seminars all over the place so that I can go. Because what I've found is that, well, the way I see it is that there are no rules in this creator career, right? There's
Yeah.
no set path in terms of what you need to do.
Yes. There's no right or wrong.
And there's a million different ways that you can be successful. So why not choose a path and manifest the life of your dreams, right? So if you want your content, like if you really, really want to talk about like basket weaving, why not just make your content about basket weaving? Like, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to do something just because you think that it's going to work.
Exactly.
Right? Or like that you think it's the right thing to do. So yeah, the way I see it is I want to inspire young men. I want to be able to network and have that community, and I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to have those experiences. So why not start thinking about things long term and pushing your channel or your social media towards that direction?